gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
The Clayton County Medical Examiner has identified the man shot and killed at a Family Dollar. The medical examiner says 20-year-old Lem Johnson of Jonesboro was killed at the store on Riverdale Road and Norman Drive.
So, guys, I mean, you can get clapped at the Family Dollar, right? And just imagine you going to a store with family in the title, and you thinking that you're gonna just do a quick, grab and go and, pay for your things, of course, maybe go to the self-checkout, you're in and out, right? And you end up running into one of your ops, okay? This is exactly what happened to this young man, unfortunately. I'm sure that this Family Dollar is frequented by a lot of people. And when you're participating in the op culture, this is kind of what happens. People know your movements, especially if you're not really mobile. You're living in one neighborhood, you're walking to the spot or driving, whatever. But either way, it's just Atlanta is a very small place, and it's unfortunate that Black men in Atlanta cannot settle their differences any other way, right? These super gremlins are on demon time.
That's just south of 285. Clayton County police say the suspect drove off in a dark-colored SUV. That's all we know so far, but we are working to learn more about the suspect. We'll bring that to you on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Bye.
New at 6 and developing tonight in Clayton County. Police are working to learn what led up to a deadly shooting at a Family Dollar on Friday night. This happening on Riverdale Road just before 7 last night. 20-year-old Lem Johnson died in that shooting. Police say the suspect left the scene in a dark-colored SUV. Tonight, it's unclear what sparked that shooting.
So they obviously peeled off in the dark SUV. You never know what's behind some of these, what we would call sliding operations or drive-by shootings, as they are formerly known. This is what happened. The ops slid at the Family Dollar. They caught him lacking, got his location, got his pin, and pulled up. Maybe he had enticed them on social media. You never know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was a neighborhood dispute. Who knows, right? We can't even begin to imagine the petty beef that goes into it. Maybe they shot at each other. Maybe somebody robbed somebody. All of these things could be, possible scenarios. But at the end of the day, it just gets to the point where you get tired of it. It has been normalized, and I try to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in the community. And it's pretty much more of the same. We would think that 2024 would start off a little better. And it just seems like we haven't really gotten that woke-up call yet in the community.
Now, one person is dead and a teenager is in the hospital after a shooting at a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex. Let's get right out to Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer live at the Reserve at Birch Creek Apartments. Bridget, you've been out there for hours now. The sun is up. We know officers may be canvassing and looking for information from people in that community.
That's right. We are still pretty early in the investigation, Megan. They did open this area. This entire area had a perimeter with police tape just taped off, and their focus was right there at Building Q. That's kind of where police were kind of circling all night and into the early morning hours. Now, police say they don't know what led up to this shooting. They do believe that it happened inside of one of those units. One man was killed, the homicide commander giving us an update saying they believe the victim was between the ages of 17 to 21.
So, I told you guys how dangerous these apartment complexes are in Atlanta. And geez, I it's like the police they're going to every single one of these. And shout out to these officers. They were under a lot of pressure recently, and we know what's going on with Cop City. But they are the ones who are responding to these shootings in the community and cleaning up our mess, right? And it's unfortunate that we have gotten to this point. You would hope for the best. You would try and expose, like I'm doing, try and shed a light on some of these situations, especially in Atlanta. I'm not saying the A don't get busy, but there was one time, there was a time where you felt safer, and it just doesn't feel safe anywhere you go in Atlanta. And even if you're living in these apartment complexes now, obviously this looks very Section 8, but still, man, people live there and families live there, and some people are trying to do the right thing, and the peace is continually disturbed by these super gremlins on Demon Time.
Give an exact age on that victim just yet. Now, a 16-year-old was also shot and is now being treated at Grady Hospital. They say he is expected to be okay. Now, we also learned the two actually knew each other, and police are saying it's still early, but they do want to get down to the bottom of what happened here.
We're still going to continue to investigate, and we're still going to address crime and the violence that's taking place, and we will find the suspects involved in this case as well.
Yeah, Lieutenant Jermaine Dearlove saying they do want to hurry up and get to the bottom of this. There may be some other people out there that they may have to question.
Yeah, and the hood know, the community know. They seen who was running down them stairs and when the shots went off and who pulled up in the whoop-de-whoop and who pulled up. Yeah, some people might talk, some people may not. And that's just how it goes. Most likely, no snitching rule is into effect. So most likely nobody's going to talk. But I'm sure that the police will be able to put two and two together. A lot of times it's really easy to spell out because there is a digital footprint now, but sometimes it's not. It's 50-50 chance with these things.
Even some other suspects that might have been involved in this shooting. They said they're going to be walking around the neighborhood throughout the morning, just kind of trying to canvass and get an idea of what happened and see if any witnesses actually saw anything. We're live in Southwest Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
All right, Bridget, thank you for that update. It's been a busy weekend in the city of Atlanta, and a violent one, busy for detectives. We know at least 6 people have been shot in 4 separate shootings across the city.
Dang, 6 people shot in 4 separate shootings. What? Look, man, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I really don't know what to tell you. Right? We've been doing this for a minute, and any given night, 6 people can be shot in, 4 different locations across the city in Atlanta. And that is a slow night.
This is some video from in Southwest Atlanta yesterday from an apartment complex where an 18-year-old was killed and a 16-year-old was wounded. And just moments ago, new this morning, right now on Atlanta News First Plus, we've learned the identity of that 18-year-old killed. The medical examiner's office identifying the victim as 18-year-old Thomas Lowe of Atlanta. So that is just one of a few shootings detectives are staying very busy with. 6 people shot at least 4 separate locations across the city this weekend.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Killed at an apartment complex on Campbellton Road a week ago says they want answers on who took him from them. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us live now after speaking with Thomas Lowe's family. And Eric, I'm sure they were just certainly emotional about that loss.
Oh, Joy, absolutely. You know, this loss is extremely difficult for them. They've identified the victim in that shooting as 18-year-old Thomas Lowe, their son, brother, cousin. And yeah, they're taking this extremely hard.
So we have an 18-year-old, obviously, life was taken in this shooting. The family obviously is speaking out and they want to know who did it. So are we going to actually try and assist this grieving family in figuring out, or are we standing 10 toes, standing on business? I mean, that's what's happening in the community on every single one of these shootings. That's why it's so difficult for these homicide detectives to solve these cases, because the community is standing on business, right? And that seems to be a normal thing when we talk about these types of shootings.
Everyone had good things to say about him. His mother told me that he's a hardworking, caring young man, very conscientious. His older sister, Nikeria Lowe, said he was a beloved uncle to her kids, and that she's really feeling this hard, not only because he's her brother, but because her kids are going to miss him greatly. Now, they want Atlanta police to find and arrest the person or people responsible for shooting him at that apartment complex off of Campbellton Road on January 13th.
Yeah, we want justice for Thomas. That person should be locked up, because Thomas was not like that. He really wasn't. He didn't deserve that at all.
So they say he wasn't like that. I mean, look, bro, I don't know. But from what I understand, the op culture is real. Even if you're not, quote unquote, like that, which y'all know what I mean by, oh, he ain't like that, he a gangster. Like, if he's really living that life, he's trying to live that life, he could have been dabbling. You never know. I mean, it's really easy as a brother to get into one of these gangs. I mean, it really is. And it doesn't take but an hour to be in the game before you even lose your life. Like you could literally, he could have, boom, got in right then and there. And that was his initiation. And bruh, I've seen stranger things. I really have. So you can't put anything past it. I would hope that, you know, everything checks out. But we know in the community, the op culture is, I mean, it's real. And a lot of young black men are participating in the op culture / crash out culture. So was he really like that? Obviously not, because they, you know, they put him down. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're not like that if you get killed. Obviously, anybody can get killed, but he didn't really make it. If he was like that, he didn't make it that far being like that. So that just gives you, I mean, it gives you your evidence as to why you shouldn't aspire to be like that, you know. And for the people who don't understand what like that means, like I said, it means being hard, being a thug, like being about that action, right? Trying to bring it to layman's terms, but y'all get the point.
He really was. He was so sweet.
Now, the family said that they've been trying to talk to investigators about this, and they told them they do have some suspects that they're looking for and have arrest warrants out for. But when we reached out to police about this, they didn't share any of that information with us and just told us that the investigation is ongoing. And again, this family is just in severe grieving right now, and we'll have much more from them about this loss and what kind of person he was coming up later on at 10 and 11. But for now, reporting live in Clayton County, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Eric, thanks so much. Truly a tragedy there. Well, tonight, the family of Thomas Lowe says he was the 18-year-old shot and killed at an apartment complex on Campbellton Road on January 13th. Well, they're frustrated by the lack of arrests and progress in his investigation. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us live now from the complex where the shooting happened. And Eric, this family desperately seeking answers tonight.
They tell me they just can't understand why someone would want to shoot Thomas because he brought a lot of joy to all their lives.
Why did you kill my son? Why?
That's the question burning in the heart of mother Lakeisha Lowe. She says her son, 18-year-old Thomas Lowe, was the young man Atlanta police say was shot and killed at this apartment complex off Campbellton Road on January 13th. Police say they responded to the call at around 3 a.m. that day, and Thomas was transported to the hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries.
I don't have my son. I don't have my baby.
Lowe says he loved making them all laugh.
He's my baby.
Yeah, man. Very sad story. My question is, what is bro doing at 3 a.m. on Campbellton Road? Dude, that is the trenches. I know people live there too, but that's the trenches. I'm trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Like I said, was he trying to be down? It's a question that seems to be unanswered.
He was goofy. Tom was the comedian of the family.
She also described him as a hard worker who got his first job at 15. And his sister, Nikeria Lowe, says he would watch her children regularly and was an amazing uncle to them.
It's been hard, especially with my kids, because he was really close to all my kids.
Jamarcus Lowe, who's just a year older than Thomas, says losing his younger brother was like losing a piece of himself.
He always going to be, you know, inside of me. You feel me? He always going to be right here. That's the other half of my heart, literally.
Now this heartbroken family wants police to find the person or people responsible and bring them to justice, or for the shooter to do the right thing and turn themselves in.
You knew my son was innocent.
We reached out to APD to ask if they've, identified any suspects, made any updates to the investigation, but all they told us is that the investigation is ongoing. Reporting in Atlanta, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Be at work, at school, in my car, and I can tell you by the police. I get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. All right, so first we got to handle some business. This is actually pretty hilarious. So I covered a story about a young lady 2 days ago, Shantaria Albert, who was shot and killed. I covered the story accurately. I covered the story as it was reported by the police, and I got a lot of pushback from it, not on TikTok, but on Instagram of all places. And my Instagram is pretty dead because I've been shadow banned numerous times. So I get all this pushback on my Instagram, and I'll show you the video that I did. It's not controversial at all, but I guess the family got a hold of this reel and they are just blowing it up. So let's look at the video that has gotten everybody pretty riled up. Let's go. And here we go again. Another Black woman lost to Black on Black crime. On April 23rd, 2024, at approximately 10:30 p.m., police say they responded to shots fired on the 1100 block of Park Avenue. When they arrived, they found Shantaria Albert, pictured here, and another victim with gunshot wounds. Shantaria was pronounced dead, while the other victim was treated for the gunshot wounds. A witness described a black car with their windows rolled down, slowly approached the home where Shantaria was outside, and opened fire. My question is, when as a Black community are we going to address this issue? This woman was an off-duty corrections officer giving back to her community and attempting to police her own. And we wonder why nobody wants to come back to the hood. Because when things like this happen, the people who say they're here for you are nowhere to be found. No protest, no outrage, just radio silence. It's time we start keeping that same energy. All right, so you see the video. It wasn't really controversial at all, I don't think. If you look in the comments, people are saying reported. And I said, for what? What terms of service did I break? People saying, take that down. You don't know what the F you going on with that. You just speaking and looking for clout for a ninja. Knock the Mario coins out you. So a ninja said he was going to knock the Mario coins out. I just want to show you guys who these dudes are. A ninja is going to knock a ninja whose pants are almost halfway down his legs is going to knock the Mario coins out of me. A ninja who is 120 pounds soaking wet is going to knock the Mario coins. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. But these are the guys who have come into my Instagram, these goofy ninjas. Looks like he was getting arrested. As you can see, bruh is getting arrested and he wants to come for me. See, I mean, his pants falling down when he getting arrested.
Yeah, you ain't gotta hold on. Go check on Jay. D, just go. Don't resist.
You heard him. Don't resist. Just go.
And look, watch him, Mike.
Now he fighting.
Y'all can't down there. Yeah, you ain't gotta hold on. Go check on Jay. D, just go. Don't resist. I got him on record. And look, watch him, Mike.
This is hilarious. These are the ninjas who, these are the ignorant ninjas who are coming after me. The police dirty everywhere. All of them for no seatbelt. What? I mean,
downstairs. See, I got
the man is coming at me, so he's one of them. And I'm just doing this to a document for a legal purposes, and then we'll move along. Let's see. So they're saying it's a false lie, false story. And it's like, I don't want to make this about another video that I did, but how is it a false story? Okay. I literally reported on exactly how the police and other media outlets reported on it. And the funny thing is, they don't have any smoke for the media outlets. And they're like, oh, we're going to. Oh, my God. I got to show you some of these DMs. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys a story and show you that I didn't inaccurately report on this. All right. So boom. They saying they did him like that over a seatbelt. No, the fuck they didn't. He probably had warrants, man. Y'all niggas will fall for anything. Oh, they did this all over a seatbelt? No, they don't fucking arrest you over a fucking seatbelt unless your dumbass don't want to give up your ID or your license registration. You driving without insurance, all this kind of stuff. So KATC report on the story. This is literally where I got the story from. Opelousas, Louisiana. A family is left to grieve after 22-year-old Shantaria Mackey Albert, a duty correctional deputy for the St. Landry Parish Sheriff Office, was shot and killed on Park Avenue Tuesday night. It's scary living in this neighborhood. People don't care nowadays, and they will do anything to you, said Mason Decker, a resident. Mason Decker lives with his mother and younger brothers only yards from where the shooting happened. Around 10:30 last night, I was in my mom room, and then I heard like 30 gunshots. And my mom just grabbed me and my little brothers, and we got down in the bedroom. Decker says crime is common in the area. It's nothing new. You hear shootings every day, said Decker. The Opelousas, police department tells KATC that this marks the third homicide of the year. According to OPD, so far in 2024, there have been 26, including this one. Out of the 26, 7 occurred in the last month. Let me try and get to the details. Person killed overnight. Shooting on the 1100 block of Park Avenue left one person dead and another injured late Tuesday night. Opelousas Police Department officers say they responded to reports of gunfire around 10:30 p.m. Upon arrival, they discovered shell casings scattered at the scene, confirming a shooting incident. Shortly after, OPD received word of 2 gunshot victims transported to Opelousas General Hospital. One victim succumbed to their injuries, while the other remains in stable condition. So, I mean, it's hilarious, you know. The pushback you get for reporting on a story that is already reported by the mainstream media or legacy media, whatever. Let's see. There's another one of these ninjas who came at me. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'll just show you guys the DM thread and who this ninja is. So this dude, Savage DFG, he threatened my life. So I don't think this is a stretch in putting him out there, since you want to threaten people's lives, taking selfies in your Avi and shit. So this is him, right? This is the ninja who got in my comment section talking about some, do you want to die? Reporting on this story, da-da-da-da. He got mad that I posted his kid. Nigga, you got your kid on fucking social media. You posted your kid, not me. Right? So then he over here flicking the cameras off and shit like that. Thinking he hard, weighing $120, soaking wet. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. So he gets into my comment section. Not my comment section, but my DMs. Okay? He gets into my DMs, and he is acting a damn fool. Okay? So I put him on blast with my story. I say, all death threats will be taken seriously and reported to FBI. And I put him on blast on my story. So that was pretty funny of me. Oh, sorry. Let me go back. All right. Then he goes, and you got my child posted on your page. See, a smart man would know he can get sued for that. But you want to say these niggas dumb? And then I say, you actually can't get sued for posting something that you posted to a public domain. So if he posts something to a public domain and I repost it, You can't get sued for that. That is called social media, bro. Now, if I would have stolen a picture of your child and posted it, then you could probably sue. I said, bro, please get your GED. God damn. Hey, I killed his ass. He said, all right, he said, you got permission to post my child, question mark. No, you do not. Get yours, dumb fuck. That's my child. I can post him to you. He's a minor that you don't have permission to post. Neither do you have permission to post me or Mackie. So come and get my brother. So again, this guy doesn't understand freedom of speech, social media. I mean, there's just these guys are really dumb. That's what it comes down to, y'all. These guys are they're just, I'm not even going to say they're uneducated, but they're just stupid. I mean, it's not like you could even educate these ninjas. You can't take them to school and try and teach them. You can't try and teach this man how to read, write, and do arithmetic. You can't. It's a lost cause. So he says, so I said, I don't need permission. It's on your page. You threaten my life. These are the consequences. I'm not your brother. He said, good luck with that in court, Genquavia. So obviously he has my alias. And he's saying, oh, good luck with that in court, as if he's going to sue me, which we know ninjas don't sue. Come on. Are you kidding me? Unless they sue in the police. Scott Kelly with the $5 super trap. He says, multiple police officers shot in Charlotte, North Carolina over serving a warrant. Very tragic. Yeah, I did see that. Appreciate you for that super trap.
Oh, say less.
But yeah, y'all hit the super trap. Y'all donate to the channel, support it. It looks like Genquavius is going to have to build up an arsenal for these ninjas. So, my fate is in you guys' hands. So he says, he says, good luck with that in court, as if he's going to sue me. Yeah, right. But then, I showed him a screenshot of what he said to me. He said, you must want to die speaking like that. Shout out to Big Time with the $4 super trap.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside.
Yes, sir. Big Time. You already know what it is. Appreciate that. Guys, hit the super trap, hit the PayPal, hit the Cash App. YouTube doesn't get a portion of the Cash App, so that would be, very dope. Support the channel, but super traps and Cash Apps and PayPals will be read. So whatever you guys are thinking on that, and you want to get your thoughts heard on my channel, just send the super trap in the Cash App. We're not really going to acknowledge, regular comments unless you're a mod. Now mods, they get acknowledged. Shout out to Robert Kish with the $20 super trap.
Oh, say less.
Woo! Okay, light it up then. Light it up. But yeah, Savage DFG says you must want to die speaking like that. Speaking like what? Y'all saw the video that I did. It wasn't controversial. I didn't disrespect that woman. I just reported on the story the same thing that KTC reported on. The same exact thing. I never said I would be the one to kill you, is what he said. I said, good luck with this. And I said, clown emoji, laughing. He said, I never said I would be the one to kill you. So, I mean, that's even worse, right? If you're trying to put a hit out on somebody. So I said, that's even worse, bro. Stop digging the hole too deep. He said, you digging. I'm just stating facts. I said, you stated no facts. You're just making yourself, I meant look dumb. So I had to correct it. But why don't y'all give the same smoke to ABC or I guess I was supposed to be ABC and then ATC. I don't know why I spell checked to that, but WGN, other news sources who reported on the story. But you have something to say when a black man reports on the same story. He said, them people get paid to do a job. You ain't getting paid shit with 200 followers. I said, I have a whole monetized YouTube account with almost 10K subs. You do the math. The reality is I'm not doing this for money or clout, just reporting on a story. You're the clout chaser. He says 2K, maybe a month. And that depends on, so this nigga's counting my pockets. And that depends on if people even watch that bullshit. which I am severely shadow banned. So that would be the only reason why people don't watch. It's not like they don't want to watch it. It's that I'm shadow banned. But you speaking on the wrong person and chasing that clout, or chasing what clout, nigga, you a bum. And then I posted the story. I said, why not go to KATC and tell them the same thing? Go ahead and threaten their editors and program directors. I'm sure it will go over just fine. He says that's a multi-million-dollar company. They gonna pay the fine, and that's it. And I highly doubt KATC is a multi-million-dollar company. I mean, these news companies, at the end of the day, a lot of them are going down the drain. But then he says, well, you gonna learn what happens when you talk about the wrong family. I said, another threat, clown. So that's how my day is going. Shout out to Big Time with the $5 super trap. He says, for the show, salute.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Shout out to Hot Black Desiato with the $10 super trap. He says, room temperature IQ on this sun, man.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, so I mean, since Buddy threatened my life, we're gonna put him out there. So, you know, in future reference, if y'all see Jinquavius getting chased down the block by some ninjas in Pooh Shiesty masks, y'all know it was him. And he got a little friend too that was in my comment section. It was funny. But I think his name's Larry Martin. That's what his Facebook is linked to, Larry Martin. He has a YouTube channel, Savage Gaming, I guess, which is weird. And he's dropping music on his YouTube channel. We're not going to give him no clout there, but yeah, that's how my day went. Okay. But oh yeah, let me show you his friend too. That shit was funny. The friend was actually hilarious. Because I went to his channel and boy, it is atrocious. Okay. Not his channel, but his Instagram page. Oh yeah, here it goes. Yo, so this in my comment section talking about he gonna spin the block. Okay, I can't play the music because it's copywritten, but bruh, these are the ninjas I'm supposed to be scared of, bro. These are the ninjas I'm supposed to be scared of, bruh. Oh, hell no. Nah. These some pop lock niggas. These some pop locking niggas. Dude, I love social media. These some pop locking niggas, man. These some pop locking niggas. Shout out to Big Time with the $5 super draft. He says, can we segregate already?
Oh, say less.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's this shit is wild, bro. This shit is wild. Just don't leave me with these niggas, bro. Please. Oh my God. So that was another one of them niggas who was coming after me. That was hilarious. But all jokes aside, we're speaking on very serious topics. I'm trying to expose what's going on in the community, in the Black community, the hypocrisy. You know, all these people got smoke for me. They don't have smoke for the people who shot what was it, over 30 shots into their home. So this is what's happening in the community. You got people who are focused on me instead of focused on the people who killed their sister, their cousin, their daughter, or whatever the fuck. Right? And then they're also dumbasses because they don't understand them going into my Instagram and commenting just blew the shit up. Like it's already at 10K views. And I mean, I'm not looking for views. I'm just saying that's what happens when you go and comment 300 times. You tell all your friends and family to go and comment. The story gets bigger, right? Which I mean, it is what it is. This is the community. This is the current state of the Black community. Single mother raised ninjas who are ready to crash out and you know, throw away their lives over nothing. So that's where we're at now, guys, and it is scary, but I'm not scared personally. I know these ninjas are clowns. But let's get into the video. We're getting into the story. We have well, let me preface it really quickly. We have 16-year-old Christopher Bouie Jr. Okay, Christopher Bouie Jr. charged with committing a mass shooting. This is a mass shooting. This is a mass shooting. And I've been saying this over and over again. Unfortunately, it doesn't bring me joy to say this, but I would be disingenuous if I did not say that, unfortunately, in this state, for the past at least 5, maybe even 10 years, maybe even longer, honestly. But that's just how long I've been doing this. Black men are the face of mass shootings in America. Point blank, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no discussion that can be that can refute what I'm saying. Those are the facts. So people are asking, okay, what is a mass shooting? Well, I'm glad you asked. A mass shooting is when 4 or more people are shot in one setting. 4 or more people shot. Okay? So this is a mass shooting. You have a 16-year-old Christopher Bouie Jr., who is a minor, arrested at a Florida party venue. Okay? And he shot 10 people, including a NFL wide receiver by the name of what's the guy's name? Sorry. I don't know who he is. Tank Dell. He plays for the Texans, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know who he was, but I mean, he looks like he's a decent player. And I feel bad that he's caught up in this, but my thing is, when you're at that top level, you got to start separating yourself from these ninjas. But this is a 16-year-old who committed a mass shooting. This is a 16-year-old who committed a mass shooting. Where is his mama? Where are his parents? Where is his father? Right? Okay. But we all know that he is most likely single mother raised black male. Right? I don't know why, but he kind of looks like a frog. Like his eyes kind of resemble a frog. But I mean, this guy is no good. No good. He's 16-year-old, and the scariest part is, you know, hopefully Florida has some more strict laws, but the scariest part is that this guy might be out by the age of 21. He might only serve 5 years for this. Committing a mass shooting, charged with attempted homicide. That's all. Okay? Discharging a fire. So he's charged with attempted homicide, discharging a firearm on public property, display and use of a firearm during the commission of a felony and possession of a firearm by a minor. So, I mean, he should also, I mean, that's everybody who got shot. Those should be concurrent attempted murder charges. I guess they're just charging them one time and looping it all in. I don't know. There should be some mass shooting charges. Like, you committed a mass shooting, 4 or more shot. You have to do this minimum amount of time. And then everything else at the, you know, behind that is, you know, whatever additional time you get. Shout out to Big Time with the $10 super trap. He says, great stream. Please share some with Ak. That fool always streaming when I'm trying to sleep.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yeah, man. I mean, Ak goes hard. Shout out to Ak, bro. He goes so hard. He goes late at night though. It's hard for me to keep up with that too. But you know, I want to start getting back on those streams and stuff because you know, it was so much fun joining those streams, and it's always intriguing conversations, hilarious conversation. open free speech, you know, relatively what you can do on YouTube, and then he takes it to Rumble. So, you know, shout out to Ak. Got a lot of love for that brother. But yeah, man, this is where we're at with it. So this was the ninja who committed this mass shooting. And I'll just read the story really quickly before we get into how the news media covered it. A 16-year-old accused of shooting 10 people at a party in Florida after a fight broke out has been arrested. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office said they responded to a shooting shortly after midnight Sunday at the Cabana Live event venue at 4380 Caraway Place in Sanford. Okay, when deputies arrived, officials reported multiple gunshots were heard coming from behind the venue, causing the crowd to disperse. It was later determined that 10 people had been shot with non-life-threatening injuries, and a security officer worker at the venue was able to tackle the suspect on the ground and disarm him. Deputies said the incident began as a verbal argument that escalated into gunfire. So we call this ninja moments over here, okay? We call this ninja moments, famously coined by the Boondocks, okay? And their writers and productions. It's a ninja moment where you have a young black male who can't control his temper and is willing to crash out. That's why I continue to say we have a crash out culture. He's willing to crash out over essentially nothing, over a simple dispute. Okay. Christopher Bouie Jr. was booked into the juvenile detention center and charged with attempted homicide, discharging a firearm on public property, display and use of a firearm during the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a minor. Cabana Live posted on social media stating the venue had been reserved for a private event and that the shooting happened outside. So, I mean, there you have it, guys. There you have it. This is this is the community. This is what we have in a nutshell, right? A simple disagreement ends in gunfire, 10 people shot. And I do this on a daily basis where we cover these stories. And I'm the bad guy. And I'm the bad guy. They're not focused on the perpetrators. They're focused on the guy who says, hey, this is wrong. But anyways, let's keep getting it. Let's get into it.
Out of news across Florida, a teen in trouble. A 16-year-old is facing a slew of charges after deputies say that he shot 10 people at an event venue near Sanford last night. The shooter has been identified as Christopher Bouie Jr. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says the shooting happened at Cabana Live. They say they heard gunshots coming from the rear of the establishment, and that's where the 16-year-old reportedly got into a verbal argument before allegedly shooting at the 10 victims. All of them are suffering from non-life-threatening injuries. Most of them were shot in their legs, and one of the victims was a security guard for Cabana Live. Another was a Houston Texans football player. The Texans releasing a statement saying, in part, we have been made aware that Tank Dell was a victim of a shooting in Sanford, Florida last night. He sustained a minor wound but has been released from the hospital, and he is in good spirits. We are in contact with him, and his family will provide more updates when appropriate.
So there you have it. Real quick and concise. I mean, these stories just keep getting wilder and wilder. You know, I could maybe see if it was an older guy, how, and the club obviously had to do the disclaimer, right? This happened outside at an outside event that wasn't in the club. So, you know, because he wasn't even supposed to be able to get in the venue. So, you know, when you have those clubs, they have to be really strict on who they allow. Now, obviously, we see riffraff coming in and out of the club all the damn time. And sometimes that riffraff or those riffraff are underage, but you can get in serious trouble if you are letting minors into your club. So they definitely had to make that disclaimer. But I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of wild. Wouldn't they be serving alcohol at the outside event as well? So let's play this story too. Summary rather.
Well, 10 people are recovering tonight after an early morning shooting outside a bar in Central Florida. This all happened in Sanford just after midnight. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says this started as an argument that quickly escalated into gunfire. A security officer at the business caught up with the alleged shooter, who deputies say is 16 years old. Now, that teen is facing a series of charges, including attempted homicide and possession of a firearm by a minor. The victims are all expected to survive.
So thank God that this super teen gremlin on Demon Time was not able to delete anybody, right? Because we know that's what he wanted to do. And that's what these little ninjas want. They want to be known for busting a gun. They want to be known for shooting. They want to be known for doing these evil things. And here's the thing. The community backs them. The community supports them. The community defends them. And if you come and say, hey, this is not right, these kids should not be doing this, they shouldn't be involved in this, then they're going to say, oh, my son didn't do nothing, he's a good boy, da, da, da. I mean, right? I mean, am I off base with it? No, of course not. They're going to say that he didn't do nothing and he was justified in his actions. He was justified in anything that he did. And this is shooting 10 people. Oh, my baby was scared at that club, right? He was scared. That's why he shot them 10 people. I mean, that's really how this type of stuff is being justified by the single mothers of America, right? Who are just allowing their bastard children to run amok, run wild, and shoot anything on sight. And they single mothers is raising them to be son husbands, right? And this is the result
of another mass shooting.
Okay. So let's get into this story.
A 16-year-old of another mass shooting. A 16-year-old is accused of shooting 10 people at a packed Seminole County nightclub. Tonight, we're learning one of those victims is an NFL player who grew up right here in Central Florida. All 10 victims are expected to be okay. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Hannah McKenzie. We're told a fight led up to that gunfire, but details are still limited. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte is live outside Cabana Live now. So Stephanie, this business is open as normal right now.
Yes, we are standing across the street from Cabana Live and we can hear the music going. The venue is open after 10 people were shot, including Texans wide receiver.
Wow, so they kept the club going. God dang. They said, fuck it, open it back up. They said, keep it going. Now that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, the club, they didn't even shut down at the end of the night. They just said, hey, keep it moving. That's just some ninja shit, right? We're gonna keep it moving on that one. Wow. Hey, that's a bold move from the club. That's a bold move.
Tank Dell, who is from Daytona Beach. We are also learning it was a security guard that tackled the teen shooter and stopped more people from getting hurt.
This was the scene outside of Cabana Live after shots were fired in the Sanford venue. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says just after midnight Sunday, 2 people were fighting inside Cabana Live when a 16-year-old took out a 9mm handgun and started shooting into a crowd of people at the event.
So you got people getting into fights, and then a 16-year-old pulls out the strap and airs the party out. I mean, this is I hate to say it, but this is commonplace. And like I've stated before, when it comes to mass shootings in America, if you literally look at the data, not what the media is saying, if you look at the data, these are the majority of the mass shootings. 2 ninjas get in an argument. They start bussing. They shooting everybody in the vicinity, and they ain't aiming, and they shooting everybody. That's what the majority of mass shootings look like. Somebody pulls up in a whip, rolls the window down, spins the block, airs out 30 shots, kills 5 people, injures whatever, you know. These disputes where there are multiple people in large gatherings, like I said, the community should refrain from large gatherings for a very long time. That's literally what I'm talking about. These same events, these same situations. Okay? So this is exactly what I'm talking about when we're saying, okay, unfortunately, like I said, it doesn't bring me joy to say this, but black men are the face of mass shootings in America right now in 2024. To date, if you go to the mass shooter counter, there's a mass shooter counter online, guys. And if you go to it, you're going to see that the majority of those mass shootings where 4 more people were shot, majority of those mass shootings are coming from the community, period. There's no arguments about that. There's no way that you can debate on this topic. That is just the facts, and those are the numbers. And when I say this, it's triggering. I know it is. It hurts your feelings. But unless we acknowledge what's going on, you can't find a solution. There's no way to find a solution. Hey guys, if you're on the Instagram, if you want to talk, you got to come to the YouTube. I'm not acknowledging the Instagram live. I just do that to bring people to the YouTube. So come to the YouTube channel, Black Gen Z Mindset. If you want to, comment, or, maybe I might invite people at the end to give their take on the story. All that's going to happen on YouTube. So let's keep going.
Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was one of the 10 people shot in the crowd. He's from Central Florida. Fox 35 covered him when he played for Mainland High School. The team released a statement on social media saying, in part, he sustained a minor wound but has been released from the hospital and he is in good spirits. Customers inside Cabana Live Sunday afternoon spoke with employees there last night.
They did mention that they witnessed people getting hurt, and that's unfortunate. They experienced something that they shouldn't have to experience. And they're here today, and you could feel the heaviness inside.
Cabana Live released a statement saying, in part, we reserved our venue out for a private event, and we are still learning as the investigation continues what was the cause of this isolated incident. Our Cabana Live family is 100% safe and appreciate all the prayers and concerns. It was thanks to a security guard there that more people weren't hurt. According to the arrest report, a security guard at the venue tackled the 16-year-old to the ground right after he started shooting.
So shout out to this security guard. What a brave individual, tackling the armed gunman. These ninjas are getting bold. And the reason why, it comes from the top down. It comes from the Biden administration allowing a lot of this, this public discord. You got protests all over the country. You have the defund the police movement that happened in 2020. You have the George Floyd bullshit when we know that Derek Chauvin was innocent. George Floyd actually died of an overdose. He did not die from the knee on the neck, as people love to say. That ninja would have been dead whether he ran into the cops or not. That's a fact. Okay. But, all these things have emboldened these criminals. All of these events have emboldened the radical leftists, which specifically I'm speaking about the radical black left, because that's even more radical that people don't really even understand. Wow. People love to talk about the leftists and the LGBT movement and all that kind of stuff, and the abortion movement. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But on every issue, the black community is exceedingly more radical on every issue, unfortunately, right? When it comes to the left, when it comes to the LGBT stuff, the black community is exceedingly more radical than any other group. When it comes to the pro-Palestine bullshit, you see what's happening on these college campuses. A lot of these protests are being led by black women. It's a fact. They're more radical Ilhan Omar's daughter. She's, come on. She's Somalian. She's a black woman, right? African American. So we see what's going on in this country, and the extreme radical left is being emboldened. And when you allow the extreme radical left on the black side to be emboldened and with the radical mindset that are already, you know, ingrained, unfortunately, I mean, it's gonna get even worse. So these guys don't understand that what they're not understanding is that, okay, I'm in Florida, and if I commit a mass shooting in Florida, there's going to be more consequences. Now, still, we do have to do radical reform when it comes to the juvenile system and the minors and stuff like that. Dude, if you're 16, they need to charge you as an adult. If you committed an egregious crime like this and you're 16, you need to be charged as an adult, period. Okay? Point blank. Period. I mean, it's not up for discussion at this point, right? I don't care if you made a mistake. You're endangering other people's lives. You should be charged as an adult. So we need radical juvenile reform. The juvenile detention centers should, I mean, they should, if there is a juvenile that goes into the juvenile system and, you know, they're acting a fool and doing exceedingly more violent things, then they should be elevated, escalated to a adult prison. I personally believe that. You know, it's so crazy, the situation that we have now, because it was not like this just 10 years ago. And I've shown you guys the data. There's proof that that the United States is capable of bringing the murder rate down extremely lower than it is now. I mean, I would believe that we could actually cut it in half, you know, maybe even more with the right policies. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy what's going on.
Former Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolón says that guard most likely saved many lives.
Anywhere you go, if you see a private security component, that's a force multiplier. Those are eyes and ears. They're allowing the public to be safeguarded from the criminal element.
Now, the 16-year-old is facing several charges, including attempted homicide. Still a lot of questions here that we are working to figure out. What started that fist fight to begin with, why the teenager got involved, and how he got into the club with a gun anyway. Reporting live in Sanford, Stephanie Buffmonti, Fox 35 News.
So there y'all have it. Let's keep going. We got WFTV9's coverage. It's a local channel. Okay. It's a local channel.
Seminole County deputies have confirmed 10 people were shot over a disagreement at the Cabana Live event venue in Sanford just after midnight. Right now, investigators are still putting the pieces together to understand what led to that shooting. Good afternoon. I'm Carla Ray. Now, that shooting happened at Cabana Live shortly after midnight, and Channel 9's Giovanni Diaz has been at the location since about 5 this morning. Gio, it seems like the
guys, we got 97 people watching the YouTube live stream. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the Super Trap, PayPal, Cash App. Show love. If you want your comments read on live, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Trap, hit the PayPal. We will be reading all Cash App, Super Trap, PayPals on live, and some of the mod comments as well, if they're funny enough. But yeah, guys, support the channel. We are really breaking a lot of good news on this channel. Well, I mean, I guess it's not good news, it's bad news, but the coverage is good, right? and we're deconstructing the mainstream media's narrative of, oh, well, white supremacy is holding down the black community and this, that. No, it's literally just these ninjas killing each other. That's literally what it is. I mean, there is no debate at this point. You know, in 2024, out of all the powers that be are not focused on black, just black. No, they're not. I'm sorry, they're not. If they were, then it would be a lot more ninjas in prison. I swear to God, it would. That's a fact.
The venue's back open. I see a lot of cars in the parking lot.
It is back open, Carla, and it's getting quite busy around here. We have seen people going in and out to the restaurant, to the marina nearby. This is a very popular spot here in this area, and many of those visitors were actually surprised to find out what happened here.
You've got me off guard.
This Polk County visitor came to Sanford for a day with friends. He was surprised to learn that hours before he arrived, 10 people were shot here.
You come out to have a good time, and you come to find out something happened horribly overnight.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. You have people's days being inconvenienced. They have plans to go to this club, and it gets shot up by some ignorant single mother raised ninjas. That's really what it comes down to. It's wild.
Yeah, it might change the demeanor, the atmosphere.
The crime happened just after midnight Sunday at Cabana Live, a popular venue in this area. Investigators say it started with an altercation that quickly escalated to gunfire.
It was just about 9 or 10 quick gunshots, and everybody's leaving in a hurry.
This video, obtained by Channel 9, shows the moments after the shots were fired. It was recorded from across the lake that connects to St. John's River.
Damn.
And you can also hear the siren.
See, and this is why y'all ninjas don't get invited to the yachts. This is why ninjas, because this is what happens, man. You're in one of the most beautiful places in the world, right? One of the most beautiful places in the world, a coveted destination in the peninsula that is Florida. And you don't know how to act. And it's going to get more crazy. They're letting in illegal aliens to the tune of 20 million. And a lot of them are Haitian. I mean, you see, even the Dominicans are not wanting the Haitians to come in. The Dominicans are not wanting the Haitians to come in because they're like, y'all are wilding. Y'all are eating people, right? Y'all are cannibals. Y'all are with that voodoo stuff. The Dominicans are not wanting the Haitians to come in. So this is this is something that is a very serious issue. And I think DeSantis is doing his best to control the mass illegal immigration into Florida, because that is going to be a highly coveted destination. And, you know, we saw that during a few other natural disasters and destabilized countries like Venezuela. So
from law enforcement vehicles. A 16-year-old was taken in custody as the suspected shooter. Seminole County deputies say a security officer working for the business apprehended him. According to Cabana Live's social media, the event was a pool party scheduled from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. On the website, the company says you must be 18 or older to attend an event after sundown. And I emailed and called Cabana Live to ask them for comments. They told us over the phone they had no comments at this time. Reporting Seminole County, I'm Giovanni Diaz, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Wow. So, I mean, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Okay. Every time I see these notifications of mass shootings, I mean, I'm hoping it is not going to confirm what I already know.
Rita, thank you. Now to Seminole County, where 10 people were shot, including a player in the NFL. Our crew was on scene as investigators were outside of the Cabana Live. That's an event venue in Sanford. The shooting happened just after midnight early Sunday, and a teen is now facing charges. Channel 9's Q McRae is live for us right now in Seminole County. Q, what happened in court this morning?
Well, the teen in question didn't say a word, but the state requested that he remain in juvenile detention until his next court hearing. And that's exactly what the judge ruled here inside courtroom number 1. With his hands and legs shackled, the 16-year-old was escorted into Seminole County Juvenile Justice Center.
he's facing serious charges. Investigators say the teen opened fire into a crowd at Cabana Live in Sanford Sunday around midnight. A brave security guard tackled him and took his gun away. Detectives couldn't question him without his parents' permission, and his mom wanted a lawyer.
Wow. I mean, and she technically did the right thing, but why didn't her ass make sure that he wasn't at this party? Why didn't her ass make sure that he couldn't get his hands on a firearm? Why didn't her ass do a lot more to prevent what the hell he got himself involved in? Okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. This is the current state of the community where the mamas are are caping for their murderous children. Your child, I mean, damn near caught a body. It's crazy.
According to investigators, 10 people were shot in the shooting, but thankfully, none of them are seriously injured. We don't know their names yet.
Wide open, and there he goes! Tank Dell!
Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was also reportedly shot in the area on Sunday morning. We're trying to confirm if it was the same incident, but so far, the team hasn't responded.
Yeah, and we did confirm that. Hopefully he is not injured and he will be ready for this season. I would love to see, you know, obviously we're all watching CJ Stroud and we want to see what that brother is going to do. But, you know, I would hope that he is in good shape to go ahead and I would hate that this event, this situation, you know, hurt potentially his prospects, right? And it, you know, obviously it could traumatize him as well. It looks like he has a 4-year, $5.6 million contract with the Houston Texans, $1.137 million signing bonus with $1.137 million guaranteed. So he has an average annual salary of $1.4 million. So it looks like he's doing pretty well for himself. Hopefully he's going to be able to perform at the highest level and it won't, you know, affect his performance. But you got to stay away from these ninjas. When you have that type of money, when you become $1 million ninja, even a six-figure ninja, you can no longer hang out with other ninjas who don't have the same that you do. And even if you do hang out with these other rich ninjas, I mean, that could be a problem too, right? If they're not having the right mindset. So let's keep going.
The shooter faces serious charges, including attempted murder. The investigators took his 9mm gun, but they're still figuring out how he got it. Cabana Live is where it all happened in Sanford. It's back open for business. Some people are understandably upset about what happened.
Come out to have a good time, and you come to find out something happened horribly overnight. Yeah, it might change the demeanor, the atmosphere.
So this is an ongoing investigation, and once we get some more info about this teen and the charges he's facing, which again are attempted murder, of course we'll let you know. We're also still waiting to get the update from the Seminole County Sheriff's Office about the names of the 9 victims in this case. Reporting live, Hugh McRae, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Woo! And this is happening on a damn near day-to-day basis in the Black community. Okay? It really is. It really is. Okay?
First the night of teenagers in custody after police say he shot 10 people at a Seminole County club. Good evening to you, American Ankin. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday evening. Now, we do know that these 10 people who were shot are expected to survive, but we don't know what led up to this particular mass shooting. News 6's Troy Campbell is standing by live at Cabana Live, right by Lake Monroe Park. So, Troy, what do we know at this moment?
Well, Eric, it's definitely very interesting. If you pull up to Cabana Live this afternoon like we did, you would have no indication that anything happened here. As I'm speaking to you, the venue is open. It is filled with people. There is a DJ. There is loud music. If you take a look behind me, this is the Cabana Live right here by the marina. This is where the sheriff's office says it was a much different scene just about 10 hours ago. 10 people being shot here early this morning. Also, the Houston Texans saying one of their wide receivers was also shot in Sanford at some location. So take a look. This photo of a teen boy, investigators say, shot a 9mm handgun into a crowd here this morning. 16-year-old Christopher Bouie, he's in custody in Seminole County on one felony charge of attempted murder. However, detectives say a total of 10 people were shot after.
Woo! Yeesh. Shout out to Big Time with the $5 Super Trap. He says blacks started leaving Prince George's County because there are too many dangerous gunmen. Imagine a suburb with 600 carjackings last year.
Hold on. Hello? Where we at? Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside!
Yeah, and we had a lot of crazy stories coming out of Prince George's County, in particular, the Juneteenth event that was shot up in Washington, D.C. So, it's just like, unless we have the highest level of policing and they're given the ability to do their jobs, this issue is not going to get fixed, okay? Because if you can't keep the people who are doing these, crimes, committing these crimes in prison with these woke activists, judges, and DAs, then we're just going to run into a brick wall.
Bouie opened fire. His arrest report states there was a fist fight inside the Cabana Live venue just after midnight. Moments later, he's accused of pulling out a handgun and shooting into that crowd. We are told a security guard jumped in and tackled the shooter almost immediately, helping others keep safe. We spoke with a customer as he left here this evening. Take a listen.
They were there last night when it happened, and they experienced something that they shouldn't have to experience. And they're here today, and you could feel the heaviness inside.
Now, a new development we're also following. The Houston Texans, they're sending out a statement on X saying their wide receiver, Dell, he was a victim of a shooting in Sanford. Florida last night. He sustained a minor wound, but he has been released from the hospital and he is in good spirits. They went on to say that they are in touch with his family. Additionally, here we are told that all 10 people who were shot, they were treated for non-life-threatening injuries. And again, the business, it is open right now. And thankfully, security, we are told here, the private security that this venue employs prevented this shooting from being much worse. Live in Sanford, Troy Campbell, Getting Results, News 6.
Troy, let me ask you. So the Texans player, Dell, originally from Daytona Beach, we know that he was shot in Sanford last night. And we also know there's reports floating around that he might have been at that club. But at this point, of course, we like to make sure we get it right. There's no confirmation that he was at the club, shot there.
Right. So right now we are just following all of the developments of what law enforcement says happened in their jurisdiction last night and what this NFL organization says happened. So right now, Seminole County and Sanford say that this is the only shooting that they responded to last night. 10 people shot. Then we also have an NFL team saying that in this city, one of their players was shot. However, anything else confirming those dots have yet to be made. Eric?
Certainly, we will continue to stay on top of this. Troy, as you get any new developments, you're going to put them on clickorlando.com for us, as always, and we'll see you again tonight at 11 o'clock. Thank you.
Whew. Let's keep going. It's getting wicked. The more details we find out about this shooting.
Developing now at 5, surveillance video showing the moments a fight breaks out at a crowded local restaurant. Then gunfire. We first brought you the story.
Boom, there you go. And ninjas scattering like cockroaches, goddamn, when the lights come on. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. And this, I mean, this scene, like many others, they all look very similar. They all look very similar.
Developing now at 5, surveillance video showing the moments a fight breaks out at a crowded local restaurant. Then gunfire. We first brought you this story as breaking news Sunday morning. Here's what we know so far. So the shooting happened just after midnight at Cabana Live in Sanford. It's a pretty popular restaurant near the Boat Tree Marina. And that's where deputies say 16-year-old Christopher Bouie fired shots after an argument inside that venue. 10 people were hospitalized after the incident there, including an NFL player. All victims are expected to be okay. Now, Seminole County Sheriff Dennis Lima just gave us an update on this case. News 6's Emily McLeod joins us live now. Emily, the sheriff says they're trying to identify maybe a second shooter in the venue captured on surveillance video and all of this.
Yeah, Sheriff Lima says we don't know why the second person may have fired their gun, but it very well could have been in self-defense. Lima also confirming that NFL wide receiver Tank Dell was one of the 10 people who was injured in the weekend shooting. Right now, the sheriff's office is working to try and connect the dots in this case to figure out what led up to all of this. New surveillance video showing the moment shots rang out at Cabana Live early Sunday morning. 10 people were injured in the shooting. Seminole County Sheriff Dennis Lima now confirming NFL wide receiver for the Houston Texans, Tank Dell, was among those who was injured.
He's right in the middle of this firearm altercation. And again, we will continue to work with him as a victim in this particular case.
According to the incident report, a fight broke out inside the club. That's when an uninvolved person, later identified as 16-year-old Christopher Bouie, turned around and began shooting. Lima says the gun Bouie had that evening was legally purchased in Miami back in 2018.
Where the gun's been at for the past 6 years, we don't know, but we do know.
So most likely it was a stolen gun that was legally purchased. Maybe the owner did not report it stolen, because sometimes, you know, you just get robbed so many times that you're just like, fuck it, the police aren't going to do shit. And that's kind of what happens. And you got a lot of young kids getting their hands on firearms because they're going into people's cars, robbing, literally. I did a story on a 14-year-old boy who shot his 11-year-old brother. And I did that story on so I did that story on sorry, it's actually going to drop tomorrow. I thought I dropped it today. I remember I pushed it back because I was doing this live stream. So that story is going to drop tomorrow. But 11-year-old Amir Williams was shot and killed by his 14-year-old brother. Apparently his brother found the gun in an alleyway. That's what he's telling the police, but y'all know that shit's cap. I think he found. And this is alleged, and, you know, we're talking about a minor, so we got to reinstate that this is alleged, but I think he's the motherfucker who stole the gun. These kids are not dumb. When you're 14, you know you did something wrong. You're going to do whatever the fuck you can do to cover it up. He stole the fucking gun. He didn't know how to use a gun. They try and act like they're playing around doing a music video and shit like that. Y'all know, trying to mimic these rappers, and he shoots his brother. That's how it goes down in the community. Now, I don't think he intentionally shot his brother, but I do think that he stole the gun, and I don't think that he found it in a random alley. I think he's lying about that. And I think if the police pressed him instead of, I mean, I know it's a very sad event, and a lot of times the police will respond to these situations and they won't fully enforce the law because it's such a sad event. And plus he's a minor, so they have to wait to talk to him with his mom, as we see in this story as well. But essentially the mom had went out to run some errands or whatnot, and when the shooting happened, she got the call. She rushed back home. She got in a car accident. The person that she hit, their vehicle wasn't severely damaged or injury sustained, but her car was severely damaged. Then she took an Uber or a rideshare. I don't know if it was an Uber, Lyft, or whatever, but it was a rideshare company that she had, take her back to the spot. And I guess she left the boy, the 14-year-old, to look after the 11-year-old and the other siblings potentially. and that's when it happened. So I think by the time the mom got back and the police got there, he started answering questions and he didn't want to be truthful, but I believe that he probably stole that gun. And then like just seeing the pictures of the 11-year-old, to me, it kind of looks like he was trying to, I don't know if it looked like he was damn near involved in some street activity. I ain't gonna lie. Just like the picture that it looked like, right? But I can't say for a fact that he was, but I'm sure that he was influenced by hood ninja shit, right? Just because of the times.
That the gun is not registered as stolen. And of course, the backstory on how Christopher Bouie got in possession of that firearm is something that we're going to look at as this investigation continues.
Lima says they estimate 200 people were at Saturday's party with 10 armed security guards, but adds the promoters hosting the quote, "nobody leaves sober" pool party did not have the proper permitting to host the event.
Well, I don't know that we can say if it were not for the permitting process, this would have never happened. But I know that there's rules established for a reason. And I think that rules need to be followed. So I think that the county will be following up and kind of looking at that as well.
We were there on Monday as Lima praised the quick actions of a security guard who tackled Bouie almost immediately after the gunfire began.
I mean, he literally tackled this guy from behind, brought him to the ground,
Dope.
and delivered him to us in
Dope.
handcuffs.
That's dope. That's dope.
Bouie
These
did
are the
have a-
heroes, the unsung heroes of America. People who are done with this crap and who are willing to put their lives on the line and put hands and feet on these little super gremlins and make sure that they can't harm anybody else. So shout out to that security guard. I wish that they would give him more shine because, he probably didn't do it to be a hero, but this guy's a fucking hero. And, we should start building statues for these people who, I know he didn't necessarily prevent the mass shooting, but he at least prevented lives from being lost. So hats off to that individual.
First appearance this morning. His next court date is set for May 13th. Right now, the sheriff's office is still trying to figure out how Bouie was able to get into this event in the first place. And they're trying to determine if Bouie has a connection to the two people who were fighting inside the club. Now, as soon as we get those details and any more, we'll be sure to bring them to you on air and online at clickorlando.com. For now, reporting live in Seminole County, I'm Emily McLeod, getting Results News 6.
All right. And guys, don't worry. I've seen the New York Marshals story. I do want to cover that in another video though, so I'll probably do an upload for that one.
A violent scene out of Seminole County. 10 people hurt after a shooting at an event venue.
And this morning, we know an NFL player may be among the victims, and a 16-year-old is in jail now, accused of carrying out this violence. It happened just after midnight Sunday at Cabana Live in the Bouie Marina along the St. Johns River near Sanford. News 6's Mark Lehman is there live this morning. Do we know why the teen was there in the first place, Mark?
That's unclear at this point, although we know a private event was happening at the time. The Seminole County deputies say a fistfight broke out here, but the 16-year-old was not involved in that. Investigators say for an unknown reason, the teen pulled out a handgun and started firing towards a crowd of people.
They did mention that they witnessed people getting hurt, and that's unfortunate.
Customers returning to the Cabana Live venue Sunday afternoon after a violent scene played out hours earlier. Seminole County deputies say 10 people were shot after a fight broke out just after midnight.
They were there last night when it happened, and they experienced something that they shouldn't have to experience. And they're here today, and you could feel the heaviness inside.
The sheriff's office releasing this photo of the accused shooter, 16-year-old Christopher Bouie from Daytona Beach. Investigators say a security guard tackled Bouie after he pulled out a handgun and opened fire.
And the outside security guards were armed. They also had police officers outside.
All 10 people who were shot were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. According to ESPN, Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell, who was a Mainland High School grad, was among the victims. The NFL organization releasing a statement saying Dell sustained a minor wound but has been released from the hospital and he's in good spirits. Cabana Live put out a message on social media saying they are cooperating with the investigation and are praying for the victims who were injured in this shooting. Bouie, meanwhile, faces several charges, including attempted murder. For now, reporting live in Seminole County, Mark Lehman, getting Results, News 6.
So there you have it. It's pretty simple, right? This stuff has to stop, and the issue has to be acknowledged first in order for it to stop. And until then, we're not really going to see much change.
Have released new details after Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was shot at a party early yesterday morning. This all happened at a venue in Sanford, Florida. Brand new surveillance footage shows a fight breaking out, and then deputies say a 16-year-old opened fire. The video also shows another man then returning fire. Deputies say Tank Dell, who you can see circled in blue there, was caught right in the middle of it all.
We don't know any connection at this point in the investigation.
So let's go back
In the middle
to
of it all.
where Frank Dell was. They got Bouie #1. They got Frank Dell here, and then I guess they're calling somebody Unc right here. Maybe this is a person who was shot.
We don't know any connection at this point in the investigation. Dell seems to be attending this party, just like anyone else here, and happens to be standing between two people who are in a gun battle.
A lot to sort out there. Deputies are still looking for the other man who opened fire and say he may have been acting in self-defense. 9 other people were also hurt. Investigators say there were no serious injuries. The Texans report Dell has been released from the hospital and is in good spirits.
Today, the man accused of shooting.
Oh shit! I didn't even share the damn screen. My bad. I'm tripping. What the hell? I thought I did. Hold on. That was only 56 seconds. All right, cool. Sorry.
In a report this morning, a 16-year-old is accused of shooting and injuring 10 people at a crowded nightclub in Sanford, Florida over the weekend. One of the victims, Texas wide receiver Tank Dell, who grew up in Central Florida.
Everyone is expected to be okay, so that's a huge relief to be able to share with you. Meanwhile, that 16-year-old is now facing several charges, including attempted homicide. Stephanie Buffamonte with our sister station in Orlando brings you the latest.
This was the scene outside of Cabana Live after shots were fired in the Sanford venue. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says just after midnight Sunday, 2 people were fighting inside Cabana Live when a 16-year-old took out a 9mm handgun and started shooting into a crowd of people at the event. Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was one of the 10 people shot in the crowd. He's from Central Florida. Fox 35 covered him when he played for Mainland High School. The team released a statement on social media saying in part, he sustained a minor wound but has been released from the hospital and he is in good spirits. Customers inside Cabana Live Sunday afternoon spoke with employees there.
They did mention that they witnessed people getting hurt, and that's unfortunate. They experienced something that they shouldn't have to experience. And they're here today, and you could feel the heaviness inside.
Cabana Live released a statement saying in part, we reserved our venue out for a private event, and we are still learning as the investigation continues what was the cause of this isolated incident. Our Cabana Live family is 100% safe and appreciate all the prayers and concerns. It was thanks to a security guard there that more people weren't hurt. According to the arrest report, a security guard at the venue tackled the 16-year-old to the ground right after he started shooting. Former Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolone says that guard most likely saved many lives.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go, if you see a private security component, that's a force multiplier. Those are eyes and ears that are allowing the public to be safeguarded from the criminal element.
Stephanie Buffmonti, Fox News.
So like I said, that security guard is indeed a hero. And we should, we should acknowledge that.
We're learning new details and seeing video of a shooting that sent 10 people, including an NFL player, to the hospital in Sanford. This happened over the weekend at Cabana Live. It's a venue in Sanford. 16-year-old Christopher Bouie was arrested in connection with the shooting and charged with attempted murder. The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says it happened during a private 200-person event. During the party, a fight broke out next to the pool. That's when the shooting happens, and you see people run from the area.
Sheesh.
A security officer tackled Bouie, stopping the shooting. The sheriff's office also saying tonight the 16-year-old was not.
Oh, nice. Look at that. Look at how they tackled him. I mean, this crowd of people, in the face of chaos, you have these brave security guards who walk toward gunfire. This is what police officers, off-duty cops, security guards, whatnot, this is what they do on a daily basis.
County Sheriff's Office says it happened during a private 200-person event. During the party, a fight broke out next to the pool. That's when the shooting happens, and you see people run from the area. A security officer tackled Bouie, stopping the shooting.
Nice.
The sheriff's office also saying tonight the 16-year-old was not the only person who fired shots.
And I think that this is a little bit of a different narrative than what we initially thought, that one person presented a firearm, fired multiple times, injuring 10 people. This is a shootout that's going back and forth.
He says, is the chat blocked? Not seeing any new comments. No, the chat not blocked. I think it's just, I don't know. Honestly, I mean, YouTube does some funny things with my channel, but I personally do not block any chats. I don't block any comments. So, I don't know. Maybe people just ain't chatting right now.
The second suspect is not in custody tonight. The sheriff also said the large event was not correctly permitted. The promoters told police guns were not allowed at the event.
And the sheriff also confirming that Houston Texans wide receiver Tank Dell was among the 10 people injured in that shooting. In a post on social media, the Texans said that he suffered a minor injury and has been released from the hospital in good spirits. Dell is originally from Daytona Beach.
All right, so let's get into the police description of this thing really quickly. They're going to give a brief description. I'm not going to go full detail into this one, but then we'll wrap it up because we have almost been here for 2 hours.
Into Tank Dell, who's also at this event. In total, again, there was 10 people who were injured. 10 people were hospitalized. None suffered life-threatening injuries. 9 have been released from the hospital. 1 is still in the hospital and is likely to be released soon. Shell casings. So the report of Bouie, Bouie has a 9mm. There are 4 muzzle flashes during this firearm encounter back and forth. There are 3 expelled casings of a 9mm that are found on the ground. 1 live round, which is likely when the security officer ejects the live round. But again, 4 muzzle flashes, 3 casings, 1 live round. And with scenarios like this, sometimes you just don't initially find the extra casing. There's a pool there. It's easily could have dropped and somebody could have been kicked with people fleeing out of the area. On the other side of the room, and the person who has yet to be identified, there are 5 muzzle flashes on that side, and there are 5 .45 caliber shell casings that were located on the scene. I think that this is a little bit of a different narrative than what we initially thought, that one person presented a firearm, fired multiple times, injuring 10 people. This is a shootout that's going back and forth. Let me show where Tank Dell, Nathaniel Dell, is obviously a 3rd round 2023 draft pick. 69th overall from the Houston Texans, somebody who was a star athlete in the Daytona Beach area, known to a lot of people there. He is standing literally between the firearm altercation. The video shows that he's walking. His report, because he is a victim in this case, he has been injured as a result of this. His report was that he saw this, or actually he saw what was going on. He took his cell phone out, had the cell phone in his hand, but you can see the position that he's in. He's right in the middle of this firearm altercation. And again, we will continue to work with him as a victim in this particular case. So where we're at with this, as investigations like this continue to evolve, the county will meet later today. I've had
tough, man. Very sad situation, very sad state of affairs the Black community is in right now. Like I said, unfortunately, the Black community is the face of mass shootings in America. And we need to do something about it. We need to make sure that we are refraining from these large gatherings like I've suggested for the longest, group accountability like I've suggested for the longest, and group acknowledgement. Only then will we be able to find a solution. We have to take accountability, stop deflecting the blame onto others, and actually, hold ourselves responsible for the part that we play in all these situations and shootings and the justifications of such events. So anyways, guys, that will conclude the stream. I appreciate everybody for joining. I'm going to do an upload depending on the details that come out in the Charleston, North Carolina shooting that left, I believe, 3 marshals dead. 3 marshals dead, 5 officers hurt. I'm going to do a breakdown on that, and we'll see what happened and kind of give you guys a really good understanding of that story, because that is breaking news today. So the chat is acting goofy. A lot of times YouTube stops the chat and they'll do things to play with my channel and stuff like that. I don't really know what they're doing, but I have no control over it. I'd never block anybody's messages, chats, or anything like that. So under any circumstances, unless like somebody says, doxes somebody or does something that's against TOS, which I personally have not deleted any, but I just have to say that just to, let YouTube know I'm not okay with shit that goes against TOS or whatnot, but I don't delete any comments. But appreciate you guys for joining the stream. That will conclude the stream. So we will send it off to Jenquavius Jackson to take us away. But this is Black Gen Z Mindset, aka BGZM News 17. And I hope you guys are safe for the rest of your day. Peace. What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund. Join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all get me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me? I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. I'm Jinquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
So it is what it is.